By the time you see this, I'll be gone. No, I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me, and I'm wonderfully connected to you. I think I've gotten a chance to connect with each of you individually, and that has been a great joy. So let me return the favor a little bit in the way I only know. Let me tell you a story. This is a story about the wind in a little show that may connect to a whole bunch of other ones. We'll get there at some point, called The Officiant. So welcome to The Officiant. And in this story, you see the first character you see, some knucklehead, some blockhead named Chaplin. All right, and we're in his office, and he's nowhere near as important as everybody else because his two favorite words in the entire English dictionary are other people. That's you, and that's what we're about to go see. But right now, we have the wind that's about to enter in as the lead character in this entire thing. And the reason why Tim Russ is directing this is because Tim is a magician when it comes to rhythm. And the wind moves in rhythm, and it matches wherever we're at. And here, in Chaplin's office, as we begin to open this entire universe, how cool is this? You can open this universe as a picture of the wind hovering over the seas. And that goes back to the very, 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 very beginning of time, like the very beginning of mankind. And maybe, just maybe, when you're in tune with that rhythm of that wind, maybe it can enter into an office you're in or a world you're in and maybe guide you to where you need to go. And what it does is it guides Chaplin to his computer where he sees that his mentor that he grew up with, one of his closest friends, James Swift, room 5, hall 12, has just declared that he's going to commit suicide. And that is absolutely unacceptable. Chaplin knows what he's got to do. He's got to follow rules. He's a guideline guy, not a rule guy. We'll get to figure that out here pretty soon. Chaplin knows that he's got to bend a few things to get to where he's got to go to save his friend for many different reasons. But that guy is the father of Emily Swift, Chaplin's closest confidant. Not only that, like I said, the mentor. This has got to stop. It's got to stop now. But Chaplin knows he's human. He's a lot of things. One of them is he's very fallible because he's human. So he's going to put it into the hands of what all good chaplains would do. He's going to take a moment, say, Father, thank you. But he's going to say, Father, give me the strength that I'm about to need to do what I'm about to do. And he's going to haul up, and the world is about to begin. And here comes Chaplin. Here comes the world. He walks out of the office. The title, The Officiant, in clouds. But it's not about him. He walks right through. It's the first time you really see him. But what you see is what he sees. And that's what all this is, and that's all that matters. And the first person he sees in this world is Daryl. And here's Daryl. Here's a resident, a hospice resident. And he is Daryl. Everybody knows Daryl. Everybody loves Daryl because he's Daryl. You know Daryl. And Daryl's got golden chocolate skin and a white sugar cane mustache. How can you not love Daryl? Everyone knows Daryl, and that's the point of this. It's relatable because it's an experience, and all you're doing with these characters are seeing from their experience. So when he sees Daryl, and he loves Daryl because everybody loves Daryl, and when he sees that, that's what he sees, and what he sees, the entire world sees. So welcome to this world. The first person you're going to get to really meet is Daryl. Everyone loves Daryl. Welcome to The Officiant. Welcome to that world. And then here comes Chaplin's best friend as Daryl, and as CNA, a certified nurse's assistant. We'll move on this way. We'll get to them in a second. And in that moment, here comes Rob. And this whole thing is set to music. The whole thing is set to rhythm. That's why Tim is in charge. So the whole thing is set to rhythm, and in rhythm, and right on cue, here comes Rob, his best friend. And we'll get back to Rob in just a second, because Rob's going on after something that Chaplin's done. He broke another rule, and they're about to get a good come after him. And Chaplin, he's listening to that. He pays attention. But what he really sees is Opal. She's here by the window by herself. Hospice. How many days does she have left to live? She's not there to rehabilitate. How many Opals do you have in your life? You know, the person who's nourished you, who's cared for you, who's listened to you, who's made you laugh. Think about not just the ways she's been there for you, but think about all the experiences she's had. Lived on a farm, ran a business, whatever Opal did. Raised kids, didn't raise kids, went on adventures. Opal had a life. And now her life is encapsulated in this body that's about to break down. And here she is by the light, looking up to the light, wondering what's next. And Chaplin sees that. Rob's coming after him, and he's got it coming, and he knows he does. But that doesn't matter because that's an earthly thing. And who cares about rules? Who cares about hip? And, well, a lot of people, but Chaplin don't, because he cares about Opal. And he sees Opal, and she's got her hands cupped, and the light's coming in. And all he does is tilt it, and move the rhythm of her hands so the light shines on her face. And he calls her exactly what she is, Angel. But he sees in her eyes, and he knows that Opal's okay. She's been fueled. So if she's okay, he's free to go because he's still on a mission. Here comes Rob. Rob starts telling him hey, you know Clara Lou? Yes, we all know Clara Lou, just like we know Daryl and we know Opal. Well, Clara Lou's a little out there. She's got more energy than everybody combined, and she don't have much longer to live. So Chaplin decided that she wanted a Red Bull. He's going to give her a Red Bull. Guidelines, not rules. Have fun in life, guys. Well, Rob says, guess what? Martinez found out. Now, Martinez is the backbone of this whole thing. We'll get to her in a second. The director of nursing. And if Martinez found out, they're in trouble. She found out, that's not good. It's a lot of things, but it ain't good. So Rob is going over all the different ways that Chaplin's about to get another come after him. And when they come over here, Daryl's here with the CNA. Now, Daryl's getting his medications, and Rob is the assistant administrator. He needs to get some paperwork. But what Rob does, he's the assistant administrator of this entire hospice facility where people come to die. They come to leave. So Rob has all of the things that an administrator needs, but he also has light about him. He has humor about him. He has brevity, and everybody has that person that they can call up and just get that laugh. But they know that it's not just humor, there's wisdom, and that's what Rob brings. And to have a person like that in your life who has a foundation of that kind of strength and wisdom, that's nothing less than pulling a star out from the sky. Enrico, you are a star, and that's why you're Rob. Welcome to the Efficient, and thank you. And so Rob is coming after Chaplin, letting him know all things about to happen, getting the papers that he needs, and they're getting the meds to Daryl. But Daryl is not an experiment, he's a human being. And Chaplin puts his hand on his shoulder as the conversation's going on, and subtly but powerfully fuels him the same way that Opal fuels him, the same way that Daryl fuels everybody else. And Chaplin has his hand on here, Daryl puts his hand on, and they're still going on about everything that's about to happen. They say goodbye, he sees Daryl, Daryl's fueled, he's good to go, Chaplin's free to move. And Rob reminds him that Martinez is on the hunt for him. Well, he's going to get chewed out, but he's been chewed out before. And he says, well, Rob, it's your wife, she's your wife. And boom, right on cue, here comes Martinez. At least a foot shorter, small, not as tall as Chaplin. But a roadblock, a 30-foot roadblock. And the thing about Martinez, oh, Martinez. Hi, Swati. Thank you. Thank you. Martinez is the backbone, and she needs not just a backbone, she needs a soul and a spirit. She's not a character that was created on paper. She is someone that only someone of your caliber can bring to life. Thank you for this. Now, Martinez, she loves Chaplin. And Chaplin owns her heart. Not in a weird way. It's Rob's wife. It's his best friend. Get your head out of there. The focus, and that's what the whole show is about. The whole series is about. All of these films that are taking place is about not just about moral integrity, but doing what's right for other people. And that's what Martinez knows about Chaplin. No matter how many times she got to get after him, no matter how many times that she has wanted to stab him in the throat with a spork, which, by the way, she carries one with her. Not a plastic one either. And she stabbed Chaplin at least 17 times. This week alone, he knows he's got a good stabbing coming. But she knows that he knows that she knows he's in trouble. But yet, she can't help but respect him because she owns property in his heart, and her him. And she's going after him. Did you knowingly distribute Red Bull, Narnia juice, whatever, to Clara Lou, who's the last person in the world who should get some? Yes, I did. And the whole time she's going after him, he's just giving her this look, like, what are you going to do? You gonna mess me up? Is that what you're going to do? Come on, bring it on. You know what she'd say? You want that gift wrapped? And she would take him down, but she doesn't because she knows that everything that he does, he will set fire to the entire world, and then he will save everybody's lives from the exact same fire he started. But he will do that because he's taking care of other people who are overlooked, bullied, or forlorn. He won't accept that with families. He won't accept that with administration. He absolutely will not accept that with wolves in sheep's clothing. You do not hurt his friends who are here. And Martinez knows that he has the best interests of everyone in mind, but she also knows she's the smartest person in the room, and there's only one person in the world who can do this. Welcome to the Efficient, Swati. And when that happens, Clara Lou comes out. Now, Rob, he's cooked. He's in big trouble. He's got to go home with her. Probably won't for a while. And Chaplin, he doesn't care. He'll stay there every night and be with all his friends. And the one that he loves the most right now is Clara Lou. Clara Lou's got a secret, and we won't find that out until about episode 4 of the full first season. Right? But right now, Clara Lou comes out and she's all jacked up on Red Bull. Now, they think that she's trying to pretend to be a mime. What? A mime? Like at the state fair? That don't make no sense. Why would they think she gets juiced up on a Red Bull and she's a mime? Well, what she is, she's a dancer, and Chaplin knows that because he spent so much time with her. And so Clara Lou comes out, she lassos him like a cowgirl, she pulls him away, sorry, she gets him out of trouble. She's too quick on the draw, and he gets there and says, what's this mime business? You get a little juiced up with a Red Bull, you don't turn into a mime. Well, the thing is, Clara Lou's at the end. All right, she's right there. She's on the verge, and he knows that. He knows where she's going, and she knows it, even though she has lost her literal mind. Who do you know that has lost their mind? And they're there, and they're seeing into another world. Alzheimer's no joke. Dementia is no joke. We've all experienced it. Clara Lou's there, and Chaplain knows it's not about stupid rules. It's not about even guidelines. This is about a human being who's about to take her last breath. And when she's going to do that, she's going to dance her way on into the same eternity that Chaplain believes in. Now, Chaplain may be flawed, and they're all flawed in many ways, but there's one way he's not. He's a man of belief. And everybody respects that because no matter what, he respects their beliefs. Doesn't matter if they align exactly with his, but he is on a foundation of belief. And he believes that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. He comes from somewhere else. He believes in all that stuff. And he believes the same thing that Clara Lou does. And they both believe that she's about to head somewhere. And he's going to protect her right to believe that. Same way he's going to protect everybody's rights to believe what they believe on their way out. And Clara Lou's on her way out. She ain't miming. She's dancing. She's trying to connect with that world. She sees a light. And he looks at her. And he knows she's almost there. And he reminds her, you're not a mime. You're not even Clara Lou. You're a dancer. And he sees her fueled, and she's good to go. Bye, guys. And Chaplain's off. He's off to Wendy. Wendy, the LPN, licensed practical nurse. One step below on the branch ladder of Martinez, but ahead of everybody else because what Martinez knows why she brought her here is she's a connector. Wendy moves like a dove. Wendy connects everybody, and she sees the mission. She's 5 steps ahead of everybody else. She knows exactly what has to get done. She knows exactly the right person to be there, and she knows how to protect them. And she does it all blamelessly, but she does it all with humility. She doesn't take any credit for everything, yet without her, the whole thing is in shambles because she moves with love for other people. And in that moment, she comes over, and he sees Wendy, and they have a mutual respect. And Wendy says, did you do that thing that Baker's after you about? Now, Baker, he's up there. Baker is the roaring lion. And he's the administrator of this whole thing. We'll get to him at some point. Baker's the roaring lion out there waiting to pounce. And Chaplain knows he's got to get to James before Baker gets to James. Because if Baker gets to James, the administrator, who's pure evil, straight from somewhere else, if Baker gets to James, he's going to call him out to the psych ward, and that's going to be it for him. Because he can do that legally. But Chaplain gets there, he can shut this thing down. And Wendy knows that. So Wendy blocks Baker's view from him and tells Chaplain that whatever that thing was that he did that Baker's on after him about, he deserves your moment of atonement. But your moment of atonement awaits. And that's James, room 5, hall 12. And so she points him in that direction. But first, he needs more fuel. He's had a busy day. And there's Mildred. Everybody knows Mildred. Mildred's the glue. Who's the glue? Who's that person in your entire world that has 14 eyes in the back of their head? Welcome to Mildred. And Mildred is his last stop to prevent James from making his last stop out of this earth. James might die, but he ain't going out by his own hand, not on our watch. So Mildred's there to pray for Chaplain, to fuel him up, to give him what for, to get him into that room. Chaplain looks down and says, we okay in there? I'm not just talking about James' room. We okay here? Because I'm going to need you. I'm going to need you clean. I'm going to need you thinking. Come sharp. She tells him, you got your mother's fire about you. We need you to be careful. Same picture that she saw in there. And he said he's not too happy about that. But he understands. He says, okay, I've also got my father's heart. So he's going to go in there and he's going to do what he's got to do. Cover me, Mildred. And then he goes in. The door kicks open. Who's next? Showerman. Chris Showerman. Hello, James. Kicks open that door and the wind picks up. What is going on in this room? And there's James, his mentor, raised on a lemon tree farm a few fields away from where Chaplin's from. And James is a strong man. He's a farmer, he's a caregiver, he's a father, and he's a husband. And he told Chaplain, you're a good man, you act like it. And that's what Chaplin's in here. You're a good man, you act like it. You do not take yourself out of this. But James is paralyzed. He's still kind of young. And his whole life, he's worked to serve everybody. Everybody in his entire world that's come to him has been served by this man. This James, he's a holy man, he's a good man. But Chaplain walks in, he notices the wind is off, and James is almost paralyzed, and he's losing every penny that he has in this facility, paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars by the week, and all the family farm, everything that he's worked for is being just ripped away from them. So he can die here, and he can't even move. The man who moved mountains for other people can't even move his pinky to point to the sky and say, I hate him. And Chaplain hears him say that and says, enough, James, that's enough. This stops and this stops now. You're a father and you're a husband. You act like it. And the wind calms down. And James understands that this is the end, but it can't be on his terms. And I know that everybody understands that. And so Chaplain washes his feet, his cowboy's feet. He's supposed to die with his boots on. And that's not the plan here. But we're all in this together. No matter what the plan is, no matter how things go, no matter how irritated we get with the person next to us, this is a family. Welcome to the Officiant. Hey, Alistair. Welcome to the Officiant. Thank you. Much respect for you, and much respect for the character that you are becoming. Mudbug, just the same with Swati and Rico and everybody. In order to make this guy come to life, in order to inspire audiences, all you gotta do, be you. And all of you, everyone who's on this is a star. So thank you for bringing that starlight to Mudbug. Mudbug is part of this army that's being built up by Mildred. That sounds a little kooky, but stay with me here. Mildred knows that they're all headed toward the end, and that there's probably something else after that. The wisdom that only someone who's seasoned enough, 8 decades in, would understand. Mudbug is a strong man of service. He served in Vietnam. We thank him, we honor him for that. He also understands that the real battle that's going on isn't what we see in flesh. It isn't in our eyes. There's something else that's happening because they're so close to the end. There's got to be something else. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's a smart enough guy to hinge his bets on that. But the thing is, his faith is lacking. And the reason is because Chaplain has just gone in and experienced this situation with James. And James is stronger than everybody. Even Mudbug. But Mudbug is in a motorized chair that he built himself. But he says, hey, at least I can move. James can't walk. We're all losing it here. We're all dying. We're all crumbling. And we were strong and we had a life. I don't understand this. And Chaplain says, but just keep your faith up. Keep your faith up. Aim higher. Look up and aim higher. Mudbug says, look, if the strongest guy I know is going down, I can't make it. And if I lose, if I pray, if I put faith into something and I don't see that come through, it's going to empty me out. It's going to be the end of things. Chaplain understands that Mildred is building this army of warriors, of people who get each other's back. You can look at it from a spiritual aspect of that they pray for each other, and some of them believe in that, or they're just here for each other. And that's something that Mudbug can do, and Chaplain has got a big fight coming up with Baker. And Baker Snow, the administrator, is on his way to see you, Mudbug. He ain't none too pleased with you skipping your meds, because that's going to come down to the facility in a potential lawsuit. Chaplain doesn't give a... doesn't care. He cares about Mudbug, and he needs Mudbug's help. He needs him to keep the morale up around that facility while Mildred and Chaplain fight these battles. And there's only one person who can portray Mudbug in the way that he needs to be, and that's you, Alistair. Thank you. Hi, Kendra. Welcome aboard. What do we say about Kendra that the world won't see in 1 second when they see you? It's your shine, Jasmine. That's the reason you're a part of this, and that's the reason why you're bringing someone as important as Kendra to life. There are rules, there are guidelines, and then there's Kendra. She is a HIPAA representative, and Chaplain's none too fond of her, she's none too fond of him. But just like with Martinez, she understands he's just trying to do what's best for people, but she's trying to do what's best for the facility under the guidelines of the state. Whatever. If it was anyone else other than Kendra, there'd be war daily. But Kendra has this light about her. There's a rhythm to her. Because Kendra's connected with the wind in the same way. But the thing is, Kendra understands the light. She is made of light. When they see you, Jasmine, when people see you on screen, you shine. Now think about all of the young girls out there who are going to see you be motivated by and inspired to achieve the thing that they didn't think they could do because they saw you shining on screen. And all you got to do is be you. And that's what Kendra's trying to do. She's trying, but she's got this divide in between her. This is a great wall of regulation and care. Chaplain's trying to remind her throughout the full first season. You see it in episode 5, You see it in episode 5 when Kendra, she decides that she's going to break the rules in order to do what Chaplain does on the daily, and that's serve somebody else. And she spends the night in the facility pondering these things. But she didn't get there easily because what she has to do, she knows from the moment the audience sees her, they know that she's got this conflict coming up where she's probably going to lose her job and her livelihood. But it's okay because Kendra foremost is going to follow the rhythm of where she's supposed to go. And that rhythm always leads her to the light because she's made of light and she shines. That's why she's you, Jasmine. Welcome to the Officiant.